Hi, I'm Diane, and I'm the host of the Get Better Now EFT Learning Center, and today we have my friend Bob with us, and he's going to talk with us a little bit about how he's used EFT to help him with a dislocated knee. Hi, Bob.
Hi. Hi there. So the story on this is that I've been doing martial arts for like 30 years now, since I was a kid, and 10-15 years into it my knee started making this weird popping when I would do rolls, and anyone who's done martial arts stuff knows rolling. Anyway, after it did that for like a year, it never dislocated or anything, it just kind of felt weird. Then didn't train for a few years and kind of got out of shape, but there's certain muscles in the legs that kind of get overworked when you do martial arts and other ones that are getting underworked. And what was happening was the outer leg muscles were getting so tight that they were constantly pulling on my knee, and the other smaller muscles inside the knee couldn't keep up, and they weren't getting worked out because I wasn't doing any weird kicks and stuff like that. So it went out on me, and it's not the same kind of dislocation a lot of people get where they just kind of fall over. For me, I couldn't straighten my leg. It was kind of the opposite of what happens to most people. Regardless, what happened was I did that, and I didn't know what to do about it, and so I just kind of wiggled it around and it popped back into place, and I could feel it kind of slip back in. Felt kind of weird, but anyway, it was no big deal. Then it happened again like a year later, year and a half or so later, and again and again, and it happened every time. You know, it was like a year and a half later, so I wasn't really aware that it was going to come up, and each time it seemed like it took longer for me to get it back in. And I got, you would think that I would pretty much have it down pat and know how to pop it back into place, but I could never remember exactly how I did it because it had been like 2 years since the last time it went out. And so the last 2 times that it has gone out on me, it went out and it was out for like a week, and I couldn't for the life of me get it back to where it had to be.
And that was on your birthday.
Yeah, the last time, very last time was on my birthday, and it went out on my birthday while I was putting wood in a fireplace and wouldn't go back in, no matter what. And I tried and tried, and I could not for the life of me figure out what I was going to do to get this darn knee to go back in. And the only thing that really kind of works consistently is I have to totally relax all those outer muscles I was talking about to get so tight, and I need people working on it and poking me and stuff like that and really loosening up those outer muscles. And if there's any tension, any pain, it's really painful when it goes out. If there's any kind of pain, those tighten up. And so I really had to learn how to relax that first, and just in general just relax as a whole. And that's really what it amounted to, was I had to relax. So this last time I thought, you know, this really sucks. It's, you know, ruined my birthday. It's going to go on for another week, and it did. And just, it was real not fun. So it went out again after hearing about EFT, and Diane had told me some stuff about EFT and how to do it. And this time again doing something with wood. I was unloading a truckload of wood and putting it in the yard for a fire. So anyway, I could feel it feeling weird, and then it went out when I knelt down, and I thought, oh, here we go, you know, it's guaranteed to be a week, so what am I going to do?
And I said, you should do EFT on that.
Yeah, she immediately goes,
and we kind of just
EFT.
Left him on the porch all by himself so that he could be alone and relax, and I came back to check on him, and he seemed like he was doing better. And then, what was only 15 minutes?
15 minutes, no doubt.
You did 2 rounds of tapping, 3 rounds of trapping?
2, maybe 3. I'm pretty sure it was just 2 though, because I basically, I hadn't really learned all the ins and outs, like with you tap the negative, then you tap the positive and all that. So I tapped on the negative primarily, like, this is never going to go back, it's such a pain, it's going to go out for a week, I'm not going to be able to work, everything's going to be a pain, they think I'm just trying to get out of unloading all this wood. Just everything I could think of that was something on my mind that made me feel stupid about my knee going out again. So that's what I tapped on, everything I could think of. and I just kind of tapped continuously. It's a big thing for me. I tap continuously and think of as many things as I can. So I did the setup phrase. I do the sore spot thing because I always got sore spots up here, so I'm always rubbing on the sore spots and just rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and saying all these things that I thought were going to be a problem. And pretty much I went through a full round with a long setup thing of as many things as I could think of, tapping with a pretty decent sized reminder phrase, and I changed the reminder phrase from each point too. So I would say, you know, that people think that I'm just trying to get out of loading the wood, and this is going to be out for a week, and it's never going to go back. I'm going to have more and more trouble, and it's just going to be a pain, and I won't ever be able to get out of the yard. I mean, you know, I'm trying to make up real ridiculous stuff like I'm going to be stuck on the porch for a week. And then I went back through and said, I choose. This is the big one. So I started saying, I choose to allow my knee to go back in. I choose to get rid of whatever anxiety is building up around it. I choose to let it get better. I choose to not have this happen as often. I choose to release everything. So I kind of put a positive spin into it on the second time through everything. And that's when I didn't really think about it, but I just kind of thought, well, gee, I feel more relaxed. I wonder how it's doing. And I just stood up. And that's, you know, since the first time it went out, I have not been able to get it to pop back in 15 minutes. It's been like a week or more. The one time it was like over 7 days, and I was dragging myself around my apartment for a week. So anyway, to be able to just get up and do it after 15 minutes of working on EFT.
And then you went back to loading the firewood.
And I finished doing the firewood, never had a problem, hasn't gone out since. It hasn't been a full 2 years or anything, but I can feel when things are coming, and I can tap and be back to good.
So you've tapped on the anxiety and stress you feel about just having it feel funny?
Right, just when it feels like it's going to go out. And I also do the, whatever you want to call it, silent tapping, what's it called?
Mental EFT?
Yeah, so I do the thing where you don't actually physically touch. I just take a breath and feel it like I'm tapping all the points, and when I'm breathing, I can feel it like it's kind of going through me like a wave. And back up, and what I'll do is I'll finish by going like this. So instead of tapping on the head, I'll finish by just going like this and taking a breath. So I'll breathe once to kind of feel all the points, and then I breathe again, and then it's kind of done.
And you said you've done that on the bus, you told me once, because you felt car sick.
Oh yeah, gosh, when I was heading back on, I take the metro in Seattle, and I never get motion sick, ever. So anyway, I started getting motion sick on the bus, and I was maybe a mile from home, which is weird, but anyway, I started feeling this motion sickness on the bus, and it was especially jerky for some reason that day. It just felt more jerky than usual. So I thought, you know, other than the fact that I would look just as weird as anybody else on the bus, I thought, well, whatever, I'll just tap doing a different version of the tapping. And so honestly, if you feel funny, which I always tell folks, don't worry about how you look, it has nothing to do with that. And you know what, when somebody sees you doing something goofy and all of a sudden your headache's gone, or you know, your knee goes back into place, and they know that your knee doesn't go back in place, all funniness goes away, and they're like, how'd you do that again? So anyway, if you're trying to do it somewhere between this and this, what I did was I just, you know, you can feel right here, and it just looks like somebody who's got a headache. And then you can go like this, and that's both eye points, side of the eye, right to here. So literally, I just kind of go like this and rub it, and then same thing here and here. And you can even go like this. And just, I'm serious, it looks like somebody's got a cold, and they're just trying to feel better from their cold.
Well, not to mention
and I
that
also rub the underarm.
It's not like you won't blend in if you're acting weird on the bus. Probably you'll look more like you belong there.
If I'm just going like this, it would probably look a little bit better, you know. And if I was talking, so I also didn't say anything loud, but I said it all.
But it worked anyway, is the point.
Doesn't matter, yeah, because at the end of a round, immediately that was gone. So whatever kind of dizziness, whatever was going on, might have been something I ate. Who knows? I don't get motion sick, but all of a sudden I was feeling motion sick, and it just went away like that.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Sure.
And
Thank
we
you.
hope to see you again. If you have any more success, you're always invited to come and share that. So this is Dianne at the Get Better Now EFT Learning Center, and you can visit our website at get-better-now.com, and you're invited to come to the forums and leave comments, ask questions. We're always there. If you want to know something, if we don't have the answer, we'll go find somebody who does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.